Lope Joelo Ssenyonyi afuuse ekirala mu paalamenti aba NRM abafuukidde ekyambika olwaleero ekintu kizitoyeemuko ono mulala General Katumba Wamala kati gwakuttemu siwe ebyo by'enguudo General Katumba Wamala owa wax enguudo ebyo yankwatagana bweyo ku doketi kati nno lwaki soka ne mba Joelo saagala mwogerere ebigambo.
Honorable Speaker, I want to agree with the minister. We need to avail money. We have severally said, let's make money available for these our roads. And for me, it's not just, the upcountry ones, by extension, Kampala. I know that's under KCCA, but by extension under the Ministry of Works, because our roads are in such a messy state. We need to avail this money. We need to prioritize them. And then we can task the general here and his team to account, because that's important. Let's avail money to them and then squeeze them hard enough to account for this money. And finally, Right Honorable Speaker, now that we are talking about NDP3, just one general comment. You see, NDP3 ushered in certain reforms, one of which was the programmatic-based budgeting. And government told us that this is meant to enhance coordinated and efficacious ways of implementing government activities. There are several challenges, and I'll mention just two. Among those, by the way, some of these are also captured by the Auditor General's report, and I encourage colleagues to read these reports. One of those is we have yet to make amendments to the Public Finance Management Act, Public Finance Management Regulations, Treasury Instructions, to align them to the program-based budgeting. Otherwise, we are operating amiss. Number two, resource allocation is still tethered to the sector-wide way. So we cannot be saying one thing and then doing another, and several other challenges that are listed. So if we have said the programmatic-based budgeting is the way to go, let's create the foundation for it. Otherwise, when you don't, we will keep having back and forth situations. Thank you.
Government Chief Whip, the Minister of Justice comes after the President.
Shadow Minister, I'm not responsible for the injustice that is taken up, but the procedural matter I want to raise. Right Honorable Speaker, there seem to be two conflicting decisions coming from the presiding officers. And also it might put this house in a very tricky situation when it comes to budgeting. The budgeting function is a preserve of the executive.
Yes.
They sit following their manifesto, whoever is in power has marketed to the country that they are going to do roads, and then they propose the budget. First, we appropriate. We look at the appropriateness of the budget. Now, what I'm getting here is when it's said that this house can give money, it's very dangerous for members of parliament. And we have to get clarification from today whether this house is close with powers to sit and say we are giving money, or it is the executive. So, Minister to come here and present, and his presentation, he runs away from the cardinal of the executive of sitting wherever they sit, and they sit in cabinet every week. They go for retreats and come here and tell us that now it is this house. I think we are carrying the burden that ordinarily we should not. And I have also seen, Madam Speaker, the presiding officers, you are good speaker, going outside parliament and making promises that we are going to avail this money.
Indeed, we shall.
That's what I want us to be clear, though. So from this moment, when it comes to proposing the budget here, Madam Speaker, in the past we have tried to move money, and your chair ruled and said you don't have that power. When we are appropriating here, that you cannot tamper with what the executive has brought. So let the house be guided. Let the house be guided, because appropriation. then I will base it on your ruling that you are going to give us.
Honorable members, the role of appropriation lies on Parliament. The executive makes a suggestion. When the proposals are brought in by executive, it is us who do the oversight role. We are the ones who represent the 48,000 people of Uganda. We are the ones who decide and say, this is a priority road and we must put money here. Even if they will bring, even if they put less, we shall say, we shall. If it was only on executive, they would formulate, have it there, pass it there, and just tell us this is what belongs to you. We are not rubber stamps. And to show you that we are not rubber stamps, that's why you will find a whole General Katumba, yesterday, even agreed with you to say, let's go back and work on this bill. Meaning that we coexist, work together. It is not that they work on their own. But let me tell you, members, Tinka Propua.
All right, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And my honorable colleagues, I want to thank Honorable Dur for raising this matter. This matter touches a constitution of the Republic of Uganda, Article 93. Whereas there is a provision of the law of the Appropriation Act, which tells honorable members of parliament, you have the power. Your hands are tied behind by Article 93 of the Constitution. On the floor of this house, your predecessors have made a ruling to cite the late Honorable Oranya. He said that the function of budgeting belongs to the executive. In light of Article 93, we must accept that as we may participate in the budgeting process, in the Appropriation Act, we must not remove this from, and he was referring to the president. I remember during the State of the Nation address, did you challenge him? On which forum? Right Honorable Speaker, the matter that I am raising is constitutional. I am praying that your ruling addresses your mind to Article 93.
Honorable Tinker, just a minute. First of all, when the budget comes, we never increase. We do not increase the budget. We work within what has been brought. If Parliament has been given 10 billion, we shall say, Parliament, we don't need 10 billion. We need 5. We take the 2 into what? Into another. When you look at Article 156, Appropriation Bill, the 93 you're talking about is where you're not supposed to increase. We have never increased. We only do reallocation. When you look at Article 156, Article 156 says the head of expenditure contained in the estimates other than expenditure charged on the consolidated fund by this constitution or any other act of parliament shall be included in a bill of parliament to provide for issues from the consolidated fund for the sums for the purpose of specified in the bill. We do not increase. When the formulation is done by executive, for us, we do the appropriation. The only within the sectors, the only problem we had originally was when some people were saying that the role of appropriation is not parliament. It still comes back to parliament. We are the ones to appropriate. Even this business of supplementary bills, if you wanted, why don't you spend them there? Why do you bring them here? It is our work. So if you're going to take money and put something, I will say no. That's why I was telling you that we are going to ring fence money for Kibwa, and we see what happens. No, it is not a response. We are not arguing here. That is the law. That is the law. Next item. Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister.
Embeera bwetyo bweri mu parliament joera gukumamu ne batikina bajja kutikina era bajja kubijjayo abongezaamu sebo sente baleta zino ate bonne bongezaamu ebyabwe okusobola okufuna we banabbira akasente ng'ate amateeka tegabalagira babagambako ne beebuzaabuza kino ne beebuzaabuza kiri naye ng'eggwanga lyaffe tulina kulitereeza ffe ffennyini tulina kusukiramu yatego ogw'ekyayi ne tutereeza Uganda yaffe naye bwe tutagitereeze bwe tuteerwanirwaneko tulina lugendo ebigambo byasoba dda tulina kulwana nnyo ate tulina kufuba nnyo okulaba nga Uganda eno etereera eddamu okuba ensi eyeeyagaza kale oyo ye Joero waffe President gwe yatulondera ensonga zino azitegerera azikuba bulungi kinnawadda zikwata kannabwala ate nezitambula nazituusa we zirina okutuuka kati no parliament yadda mu bantu batumanyako ebifa mu parliament olw'okuba nga ateekawo eddoboozi eryo ery'enjawulo nasobola okumanya biki ebifa naye singa teyali Joero singa ebintu bingi biyita nga tutolina kutegeera biki bigenda mu maaso naye olwaye parliament kati yadda eno mu bantu muffe tutambula tutegeera biki ebitambulayo kale mbaagala nnyo mwenna abaliko mwebali kubaako Omukama Katonda gwe nsaba bankuumire tujja kuba tuddamu bataayi mweraba.